All right, welcome. We're live here at Fargo Davies High School. I hope you're having a great, there we go, now I can hear myself in my headphones. A great afternoon. And hang on one second here. We need a, all right, there we go. Now everything seems to be working. So we're about just under a minute away from the start of the junior varsity game here at Fargo Davies High School. Devils Lake Firebirds, as well as the Fargo Davies Eagles, JV first and varsity second. Both games brought to you by Davies Parents, Van Dam Chiropractic, Allstate Fred Hage Agency, Challenge Nutrition, and Pro Lawn of Fargo Moorhead. We certainly appreciate those individuals and companies hopping on board here to support the broadcast here. And you'll hear the buzzer in about maybe 3 seconds. We'll turn down the background noise there to get Metallica out of the back. Firebirds in the bright red jerseys with yellow lettering and black numerals outlined in yellow. Fargo Davies in the home white with the maroonish red outlined in maroonish red. A little bit of a delay in the action there. It gives us time to reset our team fouls back down to 0. Starting on the court here for Fargo Davies, looks like Jacob Prudhomme, Brady Savageau, Ian Moschenbacher, Latrell Davis, and then on the far side there, can't see who it is. Might want to guess it's Carter Whitty, and that is indeed the case. Devils Lake will win the tip here in the JV game, and we're underway. Bounce pass there to, that's Josh Decote, number 33, and Decote will get it back in between the stripes up top here. Fired over to Caleb Schneider. Now Decote with a 3. That one's off the mark. Moschenbacher pulls down the rebound, gets it to Carter Hills. Hills will bring it up slowly over the timeline here. C team was won by JV. I didn't write down the final score, but I'll tell you after the bucket is recorded there for Fargo Davies in the first bucket there going to Carter Hills. But anyways, and I'll stop the clock. We'll have our first foul of the game. The C team was won by Fargo Davies. I believe the final score was like 78-18 or something to that effect. It was a pretty comfortable win for Fargo Davies. Let's put it that way. That one's tipped out of bounds, and I'll stop the clock with 7:10 to go. We'll let our clock tick down a little bit here. And we'll turn on our background noise, too. Far corner now up top. Free throw line. Kind of punched that shot up there, and that one won't go. Rebound comes down to Brady Savageau. Savageau trying to get through the defenders, and that will drop in, and it will count. Make a slight adjustment on our camera here. Davis making a move to the basket, and he drops it in. So the basket did not count. We'll take 2 points off. It's 4-0 unless Brady Savageau scores here. And he will not, but that'll stop the clock with first one's off the mark for Savageau. Second one's in. It's a 5-0 lead here for and that one's going to be batted out of bounds by Prudhomme on a little over-the-shoulder pass into the paint there from the near wing by Jackson Scar. Comes into the near side there for Hayden Hofstad. And now that will drop in. That is Dakota with the bucket for Devils Lake, and they're on the board. It's 5-2. Carter Hills with that last basket. Savageau will get the interception there and get it up court over the head of Davis, out of bounds. Hills will pick it up, get it to Davis. He's moving in, and he can't get it to drop. Devils Lake will bring the ball back. High pass and out of bounds. And that is the correct time, 15:33. It was perfect timing there on the inbounds pass. As Hills brings it over the timeline here for Fargo Davies. Now Davis looked like he was going to hand off the pass and makes a move to the basket and puts it in. 9-2 in favor of Fargo Davies. Davis passes out to Hills. Hills drives into the high post. Up top, Moschenbacher to the baseline, up and no. Prudhomme initially got the rebound until it was taken away there by Devils Lake. 3 on the way. Looks good, is good. Nice job there by Jaden Hoover, 6'5" junior forward. And it's 9-5. Davis with the basketball, fires it to Moschenbacher. He'll take a long 3 from about 21 feet out. Won't go, and rebounding it is Caleb Schneider. Schneider now to Dakota. And a cross-court pass over the hoop into the far corner. I've never seen a pass like that before, but it worked this time around. And that will be Hoover with the basket there to pull Davies within 2. It's 9-7 now. Moschenbacher drives into the paint, and a whistle stopped the clock there. I'm not sure. Looked like he may have traveled, but maybe they didn't call it. Maybe they didn't see it from my vantage point, but could have been not the case as well. That one inbounds for Davis. Tried to throw it away, and Davis picks it up. Now he pops into the corner. Savageau for 3, in and out, and a rebound by Davis underneath, and he gets the bucket. It's nice play there by Latrell Davis. Three-pointer back the other way here for Devils Lake, and that's a 1-point game. Don't forget, we'll have the varsity game on for you tonight. That's scheduled for a 7:30 p.m. tip. Savageau with the basketball now, spins around to the paint. Nice move to the basket and got his own rebound. And he's going to fight his way to the bucket and draw the foul. Savageau will bury the free throw. Give the Eagles a 2-point lead. 13:09 to go here in the first half. That one's in and out. Rebound comes down, and the pass will go off the chest there of, refresh my memory, I'm drawing a blank on 23. That is Brenner Nelson. Little spin move along the baseline there. Shot rolls off the rim. Rebound to Savaggio. A little behind the back dribble over the timeline as he gets the ball into the paint and floats it up and in. Nice job there by Savaggio to get the basket. I don't know if a whistle on a foul. We'll let our clock continue to tick here for a couple more seconds. 12:42 to go. Ball's batted into the hands of Zach Mitzel. Mitzel will get it back over the timeline. Maschenbacher for three. That bounces off the rim, won't go. And Maschenbacher will get the steal. And that'll be poked out of bounds. And I'll stop the clock with 12:21 to go here. And we'll have another foul on Devils Lake. Inbounds pass was stolen away. Maschenbacher will get the rebound. And to the hoop up, it's Carter Whitty with the basket. Three on the way, too strong off the back iron. Rebound pulled down by Nelson. Nelson gives it to Mitzel. Mitzel brings it over the timeline. Back out, Nelson for three. No, too strong. Back rim, rebound, Devils Lake. Jackson Scar with the rebound. Bounce pass, Scar now back into the near corner here for Hofstad for three. In and out, won't go. Ball swatted around, and ooh, his foot was on the line. That was a very, very athletic and close play. Had he had an extra half an inch on the court, he would have been in bounds. That's Gannon Geffro, number 55, into the lineup here for Devils Lake. As they work it down low there for Hoover. And now a couple passes later, far side, driving the baseline, back to Hoover, thought about the long two. Then his defender stepped up on him. Now they'll fire off the three, and it's in. That is Max Elfman with the triple. Now timeout on the floor. 16-13, 11:07 to go here in the first half. We'll take a timeout and be right back after this here. Maybe we'll be back right after this. We'll just keep it right here during the timeout.
Your family, your friends, our community. At Midwest Bank of Barnesville, these cornerstones of family, friends, and community is the very heart of Midwest Bank.
All right, we'll figure out what went wrong there and get back to action here soon. We'll have to make that adjustment during halftime here. Three on the way. Got the flick of the wrist looking good, but it's circled off and around the rim. Nearly stolen away, but Devils Lake will maintain possession of it. Hofstad, I think that, no, that one in and out. That was Geffro on the shot attempt there. Now back the other way here, it's Nelson, and that is Mitzel for three. That one bounces off, and the rebound's poked out of bounds, and it'll go out of bounds, and back to Devils Lake. Corner three, he's open, and it bounces off. Rebound by Latrell Davis. Now Moschenbacher for three. Yes, he got it. 19-13. Ooh, it may have been over and back, but the Davies defenders kind of blocked the view of the official. And as a result of karma, the Davies Eagles will get the ball back, and they'll roll off the rim. Prudhomme tried to put it back up, but he was stripped there by Josh Decote. Fires a pass into the corner. Now it gets around Moschenbacher, fires it back out. Three on the way, and it's good! Josh Decote with the triple for Devils Lake. Pulls the team back within three. It's been a close one. There's been a couple of times that Davies has had like maybe a 7-point lead, but then Devils Lake would answer just to chop that lead back down to a 1 or 2 possession game. Davis for three, on the way, in and out. Prudhomme with the rebound, spins around, and now kicks it outside. Savageau for Davis, thought about the three, now drives into the free throw line, puts it up, rolls off. Prudhomme with another rebound. Prudhomme gets fouled this time. Just got a message from one of our viewers saying Davies colors. Davies are in the white jerseys, and Devils Lake are in the bright red jerseys as Prudhomme knocks down the free throw. Not sure if that's what the message meant, but we will we'll provide more attention to that message at halftime here. Try and clear up any confusion. Shot is up. Can't see who it was underneath there. We're going to let our clock tick down a little bit here. We're off about 10 seconds. I believe that's Elfman. If it's number 22, it's Elf. No, it's not. It's 20, probably Scar, 23. And that one's in and out. They'll put it in the hands of Moschenbacher. We'll restart our clock and be off again by about 6 seconds here. Davis with a little fake out there, and the free throw line jumper won't go. Prudhomme with the rebound and the putback. 23-16 now in favor of Davies. Near side Elfman now gives it up there for Schneider. Schneider trying to get around Davis, picks up his dribble and lost it. Or was it poked away? It was probably poked away. $7:54 to go here in the first half. Prudhomme muscles his way to the basket but can't get it to drop. Devils Lake will bring it back the other way now. That is Schneider. A couple passes later there. And number 42, I don't have a 42 on my roster. It might be Timothy McKay, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Long three straight away from about 20 feet, won't go. Davis sky high for the rebound, back the other way. And Davis to the hoop, won't get that one to go. Quickly the pass up, is swatted down by Moschenbacher and stolen away. 3-on-3 back the other way, and Moschenbacher gets by the defenders and to the hoop and puts it in off the glass. 25-16. Cross-court pass, he's open, got his man to commit to going up into the air, and he will drop it in, moving in on the high percentage shot there. That is Jackson Scar, sophomore. Now Savageau back on the other end. Gets it to Prudhomme, and it's stolen away and then given right back to Prudhomme. And now Davis will tee it up for three. A little short. Rebound comes down to Devils Lake into the hands of Ducote. A couple passes later to Scar on the far side. Now they'll work it back up top. Ducote with the ball right now, looking inside. Nice pass and a nice block by Moschenbacher. Moschenbacher outside for Hills. Hills lost it in the paint, back to Devils Lake. 3-on-2 back the other way, and Savageau with a block. You could say that's a nasty block if you're a Devils Lake fan, and a sweet block if you're a Fargo Davies fan. Oh, clock continue to tick. Substitutions here for Devils Lake. 5:56 is the time to go here in the first half. Three on the way, and that one will not drop in. Schneider with the basketball, and now a whistle, and the ball will go back to Fargo Davies. Stops the clock with 5:39 to go here in the first half. Hills will take it away, back the other way. He's got a man coming up from behind him, and he can't. He got rejected by the corner of the rim there, right where the rim attaches to the backboard. It's nice hustling by Fargo Davies, but not all the shots are falling. Have to make an adjustment to make that happen. Rebound will come down there to Fargo Davies, Carter Whitty. Whitty to Hills, now back to Hills. Nelson. Davis in on the action now. No, check that. That's not Davis. That is, it doesn't look like Carter. It looks like Davis. I wonder if they switched jersey numbers because, I don't know, it's not, I don't know. And maybe he grew hair. I don't know. We'll figure out who number 32 is. 28-18 here in favor of Fargo Davies. Hills. 32 is Carter Whitty. Or check that. Oh, it's Javin Bischoff. There we go. Okay, that's who it is on the court there for Fargo Davies. Had most of them memorized. There was a couple though that I guess. Corner 3 on the way. That one's off the mark. Nelson to Mitzel for the rebound. Mitzel up to Nelson. Now over to Bischoff. Back to Hills for 3. Rolls around and out. Rebound tipped around and eventually picked up there by Schneider for Devils Lake. They'll pop it on the corner, right back to Schneider. Schneider lost it. Loose ball on the floor is picked up by Bischoff. Bischoff will get it to Hills. 3:27 and counting to go first half. Into the corner, 3 on the way from Brenner. Out the back iron, won't go. Loose ball rebound, tipped around, eventually picked up here by Decote. Decote will bring it back, spin around in the paint, muscles way to the hoop. A little too strong off the glass. Rebound comes down there to, that's Whitty, I believe. Yep. And now Hills with it over the timeline with 3:03 and counting. And there's a slap. You can hear it way up here. And three on the way, and that one's a little bit off the mark. Davis back into the lineup here for Fargo Davies. Savageau for Mitzel. Mid-post jumper too strong. Rebound comes down there to Devils Lake. They'll bring it back the other way. And the ball will go out of bounds. And that one will be dropped in there by Zach Mitzel. Stops the clock with 2:05 to go here. In the second half here, we might have a little bit different camera angle on the action here, but we'll explain more later. 32-18 with 2:03 to go. Devils Lake out the free throw line here. Team fouls are 7-7. He'll make the first one, and as a result, get a second one here. The second one will not go. That one's off the foot and out of bounds. Stopping the clock with 1:45 to go here in the first half. Davis will get the rebound. And now Davis will go to the free throw line. Down to the baseline. That one won't go. Loose ball rebound picked up outside for three. A little too strong. Savage pulls down the rebound here for Fargo Davies. Quickly up court, into the corner. Maschenbacher trying to drive the baseline. Lost it off his foot. Rolls out in the direction of Hills, and he gets it back to Maschenbacher in a timeout. Fargo Davies, I believe, to save the possession here. Or is there a foul? No, there was a foul on the Firebirds, apparently. So 1-on-1 bonus here for Carter Hills. He'll make the first one. 43 seconds to go. The second one's in as well. And that one's poked away. Davies will get it back. Maschenbacher will just pull the trigger on a three, and he buries it. Basket will count, so it's 38-21 with 11.2 seconds to go. And going to the free throw line there for Devils Lake is Gannon Geffroy, 5'11" freshman. And he will miss that free throw. Rebound will be passed out to Maschenbacher. Maschenbacher outside. Savage for three at the buzzer, and he got it! 41-21 at halftime here. And we'll take a timeout and be right back. It's going to say that we're correcting a technical difficulty, but there's nothing wrong. We just got to make an adjustment here. And we're underway here with the second half. We're going to reset our team fouls and all that good stuff here, as we had to take care of a few things during the halftime break. We got as much of it done as we possibly could. That's Moschenbacher into the lane, and he gets the bucket. 17:25 to go. And a timeout on the floor. Inbounds pass comes into Geffro. He'll bring it back down to the other end here and fire off a three. Near wing, it's in. Out of the hands of Hoover. Jaden Hoover with the triple. 45-24 now, 17 minutes to go. Latrell Davis on the near wing. I want to go a little short. Prudhomme with the rebound, and battle for the rebound. Back in the hands of Prudhomme. He can't get that one to go. And somewhere in the mix there, Devils Lake comes away with the ball. Nearly poked away from behind, and a block by Savageau. Moschenbacher from the baseline. That one will not drop in. Prudhomme with the follow-up basket. 47-24, 16-25 and counting to go here in the second half of play. Jaden Hoover with the basketball. Fires it into the hands of Geffro. Geffro one dribble and then bounce pass here into the hands of Hoover. And Hoover will tee it up for three. A little bit off the back iron, won't go. Savage with the rebound, flips it out to, I believe that's Carter Hills. And it is. And Hills will spin around and a little short on the shot there. Devils Lake will come back the other way here with the basketball. That is Caleb Schneider. Schneider will get the screen, dribble down towards the baseline, and he'll be blocked again by Savageau. And a clean block, and at least according to the official, and back the other way comes Davis and the Eagles. And Davis will drive into the lane to the hoop and draw the foul. Davis will let that one, drop that one in for one more, and 50 points now for the Eagles. Doubled up +1 on the Firebirds. Working up top there for Gage Meyer, number 32. Now it's into the hands of Elfman for three. A little short off the front of the iron. Prudhomme with the, I believe that's Prudhomme. Let me double check here. Yep, that was Prudhomme with the rebound. Got it to Davis. Now Davis will get it back. Tee it up for three. Off the pass, won't go. Rebound underneath by Savinjo, and the follow-up bucket up and in. Three on the way, in and out. Davis corrals the rebound. Davis down the court and can't get it to drop in, but Prudhomme will swat it home. Savinjo will get his own rebound after being rejected by the bottom of the backboard there, and now he draws a foul. All right, back to action here. That's Elfman into the paint, and he drops it in. Nice move there by Max Elfman. Sophomore for the Firebirds. And we forgot to start our clock, so we apologize for that. Savinjo, Maschenbacher, and Davis will get a breather on the bench here, and that is Whitty. And Whitty's shot won't go in, and that will be out of bounds, and I'll stop the clock with 13:28 to go. Inbounds pass comes to the near corner. Three on the way and in. Nice shot there by, let's see, refresh my memory, that is Ryan Drummond. Into the corner there, work it back out top. It's Geffro with the basketball. Now a couple passes later, near wing, that is Elfman. And that one's stolen away. And to the hoop, draws the foul. Javin Bischoff will go to the free throw line here for Fargo Davies. Three-pointer on the way, a little short. Ball gets poked out of bounds, and it'll go back to Devil's Lake, stopping the clock with 12:44 to go here. See some new jerseys out there for Devil's Lake. That's Hayden Hofstad, number 13 for the Firebirds. Right now with the ball is Gage Meyer, a freshman. Now Hofstad will get it. Drive in, free throw line, kick it out. Three on the way and in. Nice job there from the outside on the three-pointer by Aiden Bricevolk. 5'7" freshman for the Firebirds. Outside, 3 on the way from the corner, won't go. Rebound comes down to Whitty. Whitty works it back out into the corner for Mitzel, now up top, and that 3 was no good. Whitty will get the rebound, but it's poked out of his hands. Devils Lake will get it back, and a 2-on-3 back the other way. And he'll find his way into the lane, and that will not drop, and they'll stop the clock with 11:50 to go here in the second half of play. I think it went in. It kind of deceived my eyes. Yes, it did. And that one's in as well. A couple nice free throws there for Devils Lake. Bischoff kicks it out. 3 on the way. That one's off the rim. Won't go. Grabbing the rebound there is James Simliascu, number 31. Out of bounds, back to the Firebirds. Stopping the clock with 11:35 to go here in the second half. At the free throw line for Devils Lake is Hayden Hofstad. And that one will bounce in off the front of the rim as well. 59-33 with 11:22 to go here in the ball game. Once again, varsity coverage coming up after this. It's scheduled for a 7:30 p.m. tip. We're at 6:30 right now. We should be good. That one will get poked into the hands of Devils Lake. That is Aiden Bryce Volk bringing it back here for the Firebirds over the timeline. 11:05 and counting to go. 3 on the way from, that one will drop in. Rattled off the rim there. That is Bryce Volk again with his shot. Just got by everybody and dropped it in. Nice job there for Bischoff. Pass inside was blocked there by Carter Whitty. And now another block, and the ball is swatted and ends up in the hands of Simliascu. He'll fire it up court, and Bischoff will get fouled from behind. Inbounds pass from the baseline, triggered by Maschenbacher, I believe. And Carter Whitty will put it in. Check that, it was Savageau. I thought it was 33, not 22. Ten minutes and change to go. Nearly poked away by Savageau. Devils Lake maintains possession in the backcourt, and they bring it back over the timeline here with 10 to go. Long 3 on the way. That one's in. Nice shot from the far side there out of the hands of Max Elfman. Hills to Savageau. Savageau dribbles into the free throw line, into the paint, to the hoop, and drops it in. Nice job there by Savageau. Schneider over the timeline. Feeds into the hands of Colin Lee. That shot was blocked out of bounds. I'll stop the clock with 9:22 to go here in the second half. I'll work it up top there for Schneider. Schneider will put the ball to the floor, dribble to his right. Get a box out screen there, and then he'll pump it into the hands there, Gage Meyer, and Meyer will muscle his way to the basket, and there will be a foul. Gage Meyer at the free throw line. Misses the first one. And that one's up and in for Meyer. 1 for 2 on that one, and now the Eagles will bring it back with a little over 9 minutes to go. Scoop pass there to Savageau. Fires it to Hills near side. Looked inside. Got it up top for Davis. Davis to Moschenbacher. Moschenbacher fires it back to Savageau. Turns around, top of the key. Looking. Now Carter Hills, far wing. 12 to shoot on the shot clock. Hills will dribble. One dribble. Get it to Prudhomme. Prudhomme wide open. Back to Hills. Didn't take the opportunity there. Davis fakes the defender. Now drives baseline. He got it right in front of the shot clock buzzer there. Bounce pass inside there for Elfman. Elfman being guarded by Davis. Work it back up top. Prudhomme will steal it away and come back the other way, and he tried to dunk it. One-handed slam, did not fall through. Trying to get on that top 10 countdown there. I don't blame him. I'll stop the clock with 8:10 to go here in the second half. Inbounds pass comes into Schneider. Schneider will pump it into the hands there. Bryce Volk. And now along 2, and that one's off the mark. Hills pulls down the rebound. Hills to Moschenbacher. Moschenbacher drives into the paint and kind of lost his dribble and picked it back up. And he was able to get the bucket as well. 7:44 and counting to go now. Schneider brings it over the timeline. No, don't check that. I'm sorry. That's Bryce Volk. Volk works it inside there for Hoover. Hoover back out to Bryce Volk. Now up top into the hands of Hofstad. Hofstad will fire it off the glass. No good. Prudhomme with the rebound. Up court to Carter Whitty. Whitty to the hoop. And no, check that. That was Savageau. The numbers look the same from that distance, and I apologize. First one off the mark there for Brady Savageau. Once again, the varsity game coming up next here on the Indy Sports Channel. Certainly appreciate you tuning in for the JV game, and we appreciate our sponsors, including Prolon of Fargo, along with Challenge Nutrition and Davies Parents, for making junior varsity basketball coverage possible here on the Indy Sports Channel. Savageau with the free throw, up and in. 70-40, a 30-point advantage for the Eagles here with 7:22 to go in the second half. Savageau will go to the bench now. Ryan Drummond into the lineup, number 13 for Fargo Davies. There's Geffro with the basketball, being guarded by Bischoff. Outside 3 on the way. Looked good coming out of his hands, but didn't go. A little fancy behind the back there, rebound, if you want to call it that. Now Geffro works it up top. Schneider, and a couple passes later, ends up in the hands of, that is Max Elfman, number 22. The ball was stripped away. Whitty will get it to Mitzel. Mitzel will dribble down the far sideline. Mitzel up top. Brenner for 3. Straight away, got it. Nice shot there by Brenner. Three-pointer up, won't go. Whitty with the rebound. Put in the hands of Mitzel over the timeline. No, check that. It is freshman memory here. That is Drummond, number 13. So foul on Fargo Davies here. We had the 6th team foul of the half for the Eagles. Once again, varsity broadcast coming up. That one brought to you by Allstate Fred Hage Agency, Van Dam Chiropractic, Challenge Nutrition, along with Prolon Fargo, and Davies parents. We certainly appreciate all the support. Long 3 on the way, got it. That was Geffro with the triple. And now 3 back the other way, and that one's too strong off the back iron. Battle for the rebound underneath will end up in the hands there of Gage Meyer for the Firebirds. Geffro will bring it over the timeline, and he'll step up to the top of the key and pass it away. We'll try and work it inside there for, I believe that's Colin Lee, number 15 for the Firebirds. 5:24 to go. Geffro at the free throw line. Similarly, Askew wants to check in, and he will. They will allow it. Drummond, the sophomore, gets a breather on the bench. Geffro's free throw is in, and as a result, he'll get one more. Not on that one. That one ball goes out of bounds, and now actually bring the game clock down to 5:17. My Roar Arts is at, so perfect. Getting into the far side there. Dribble in, I think it's Geffro. Ball got popped out of his hands. Firebirds able to maintain possession as they work it up top. That's Gage Meyer. Now Meyer to Geffro here on the near wing. Geffro will fire it up for 3. Got it! Similarly, Askew now for the Davies. Bring it over the timeline. And a nice move by Zach Mitzel to put it up and in off the glass. Three off the front of the rim won't go. Similarly, Askew with the rebound. And he's going to go all the way to the hoop, spin around the paint, lose the ball. I'll stop the clock. There was a whistle somewhere. Geffro to the hoop. Won't go. Similarly, Askew with the rebound. That's Zach Mitzel. Looking to go to the hoop again. Almost an identical replay of the last bucket he scored, and it's a 30-point lead once again, 77-47. Just under 4 minutes to go. That 3 is off the mark. Bischoff with the rebound. Bischoff brings it over the timeline. Bischoff fires it near side for similarly Askew. And Mitzel again, that time it will not drop in. Rebound comes down there to Hofstad. Hofstad for 3. Yes, he got it. .333 to go here. Timeout on the floor. Once again, broadcast coverage of the junior varsity games brought to you by Davies parents along with Challenge Nutrition and Prolon of Fargo. Varsity game brought to you today by the Black Pearl, one of the 80+ teas and shakes on the menu at Challenge Nutrition. Check Go visit Challenge Nutrition at 5050 Timber Parkway South here in Fargo. Suite 106, I believe it is, if I'm remembering it right from memory. And check out the menu of teas and shakes and protein bars and find your favorite. There may be one or two that you won't like, but there's going to be about 70 that you do. I've tried about maybe 15 or 20 of the teas now. And there's only been one that I didn't care for, but I would still drink it again. And I'm not just saying that, I actually mean it. Carter Hills dribbles over to the far wing, works up top, Moschenbacher. Moschenbacher steps back for a three. No, off the front of the rim, won't go. Rebounds be chased down to the corner there by Christian Warner, a junior guard for the Firebirds. Now they work there, Braden Hewson. And Hewson looking for some help from a teammate here. Bounce pass into the lane, and a loose ball will be picked up by Carr. It's going to be a jump ball more than likely here, and that possession arrow will favor Fargo Davies. That's Latrell Davis for three. No, off the mark. Mid-air rebound and a follow-up by Carter Hills. Nice job. 79-50 now in favor of Eagles. Both teams have 17 fouls. I'll work it down to the baseline there. That is Christian Warner. And Werner will bounce it out here for Jaden Hoover, and that'll be taken away. Latrell Davis to the hoop. He'll draw the foul and one. Free throws off the mark. Three on the way from Moschenbacher. That one will go, and the rebound will come down to Devils Lake. Thought we stopped our clock, but apparently we didn't. Hills up top here. We'll start a clock in a couple seconds now. And that was Davis, and that one will roll off the rim. Rebound comes down there into the hands of Gage Meyer. Meyer over the timeline hands it off to, I believe, that's Schneider on the far side, and it is. Schneider now back to Hoover, and that ball will be taken away here. Moschenbacher lays it in as he weaves his way through defenders, and that'll stop the clock with 1:23 and a timeout on the floor. Once again, broadcast coverage brought to you by Prolon of Fargo Moorhead, as well as Challenge Nutrition in South Fargo, just about a 5-minute drive up from Fargo Davies High School here, as well as Davies' parents, and we certainly appreciate the support to make JV basketball broadcast possible here on the ND Sports Channel. Geffro for three, off the front of the rim, won't go. Loose ball on the floor is scooped up there by, I believe that's Drummond. Yes. And Drummond will go to the hoop and lay it in. 1 minute to go. And that will be rebounded there by Bischoff. Game clock and shot clock are about a half a second off, so Davies will have to take at least one shot here. Actually, no, they won't, because the shot clock is a half a second ahead of the game clock. And Bischoff will just sit there and hold the ball, and well, for about one more second, that'll be your final score. 85-50 your final in the junior varsity game in favor of Fargo Davies. We're going to go off the air here in a little bit, get things reset for the varsity game, and be back on the air in approximately 5 to 10 minutes here for the varsity game on the ND Sports Channel.